Yo, what's good? It's been a minute. I don't know if anybody's in here. I don't see anybody in the chat. Um, Hopefully y'all can hear me. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to another episode of Raiders Unleashed. I'm your host, of course, Raiders Rebel, however you want to call it. But man, let's get into the show. It's been a minute since we did it like this. Let's get unleashed.
His career. This is one of 89 touchdown receptions to the 10. And he does it in 200. That is amazing. Yeah, they go, they think, and they dunk, and they throw it for then you think they're not going to go deep. It's like Jerry Rice can't go deep anymore. Then boom, they hit you with the deep one. Cincinnati going to get close. Just go on. Where's the result? That'd be a lot of time to do because the offensive line didn't win. Young. Douglas Young is fast and focused. He's a blessing when he's out there. A strike from King over the middle. Porter, touchdown.
Ooh, let's end it right there on the Al Davis, man. What's good? What's good? Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you can't hear me. It's been a minute since I've been on here. Make sure everything is working properly. Y'all can pick up what I'm putting down. And there's a damn delay. All right, man. So, John Leon, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you pulling up, man. So, the Raiders, man. The Raiders fumbled away a game, not literally fumbled away, but had wide open guys. It is what it is. It's in the past. We move on to Denver very, very soon, right? Coming up in 2 days. It's going to be a hell of a game. Raider Ryan, appreciate you in the building. John Leon, Hawaiian Candy, appreciate everybody pulling up. But the Raiders did something. The Raiders did something last week. And like I said, I don't want to harp on last week too much. We're going to go over a little bit of film if they don't, kick us off and block it. But the Raiders did something last week that I said they could have a very, very good and productive year if they just do this one thing. And they did it last week. Geno did not throw a pass over 10 yards. He completed 29 out of 39 passes for 284 yards. 200 of those yards were yards after the catch. 125 of those yards were Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty. That tells you two things. Feed Brock Bowers and feed Ashton Jeanty until they stop it. I want to see Ashton Jeanty get the ball way more than he has. And I know we'll get into it. We'll show the, Chip Kelly. I want to know what y'all think about Chip Kelly's interview. We're going to go over Chip Kelly's interview. But he said Ashton Jeanty has more touches than every rookie running back. And I agree. He does. But also, he was the only one drafted 6th overall. You should have more touches than every running back drafted, right? He doesn't have more yards. Some of them might have a little bit better blocking schemes, a little bit better coaching, and use their running back a little bit better. But the fact of the matter is, when your quarterback passes for 284 yards, and 200 of those yards are yards after the catch, that's a huge flag waving right in front of your face. You have to get these two guys the ball. And when Ashton Jeanty has 4 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown, which it's not the first time that he's had a bunch of catches for a touchdown, right? It's not the first time. Um, when he gets the ball in space, he's hard to bring down. He's hard to tackle, right? A lot of people said, oh, blah, 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 when he said, why not draft a guy you can't tackle? He was not lying. The kid's a bowling ball. I do believe he's ran over 27 people already this season. I had him at like 38, but I didn't know. And he hasn't touched the ball near as much as I thought. So basically, anybody that's in his way, he's running over. And he doesn't win every time in every battle, but almost. And if Chip Kelly, who was supposed to be this, this huge run guy, let me turn this up maximum. That's much better. Chip Kelly, that's supposed to be this huge run guy, right? You have Raheem Mostert. You're lining up, Michael Mayer, which I absolutely loved in the backfield. Letting your guy Brock Bowers come out and clear out space. We need more plays like that. We need more creative plays. I want to see Chip Kelly's best shit the rest of the season, right? Especially more than ever on Thursday Night Football in front of the whole entire planet, right? Because there's no other games on. Everybody's going to be watching all over the country. And you got to have your best performance, man, because Gino's got his hardest task of all. And I know we'll get into the numbers here in a little bit, but that defensive front is relentless. I do believe they have 12 more, I'm going to say it one more time, 12 more sacks than anybody in the NFL. That means the closest team, in case you didn't get it, the closest team to them is 10 or 12 sacks less. That means they pressure the hell out of the quarterback. Gino is not good under pressure. Our offensive line is not good blocking 4 or blocking 5. They're okay blocking 4. But these guys are relentless, man. They're going to find a way to get to a quarterback. They don't have to blitz a lot. So, they can cover. And they're going to get to the quarterback with 4 guys. And Gino's going to have his best game. And the way you do that, Robert Pena was good, my guy. Appreciate you. James Furpo, Raiders. The way you do that, back to what I was saying, is at the beginning of the season. If they run. Yes, run with Ashton Jeanty. But if they run the John Gruden style, Rich Gannon offense from 2002, 2001, if they go back to that style offense, right? They had Jerry Rice. They had Tim Brown. But they didn't throw the ball 30, 40 yards down the field. I mean, they took their shots, right? They took their shots when they needed to, but they dink and dunked. They got the ball in space to guys that got yards after the catch. Jerry Rice, Tim Brown mainly. Jerry Rice is kind of up there in age, used mainly for, short yardage, third downs. But they still threw it to him deep because he still, was one of the greatest route runners of all time. So, and I said that at the beginning of the season. They did that last week, right? All their passes were short yardage. Get the ball out quick, get it out fast, and they're going to have to get it out way quicker and way faster because when it came down to the last play in the 2-point conversion to win the game, which we should have never even got to that point if Daniel Carlson wouldn't have missed the damn field goal. And we're going to talk about Daniel Carlson also. However, when it got down to that point, man, Gino held the ball too long. He held the ball too long. You had Jakobi Meyers wide open. I know everybody's seen this play all over the internet a million times. Probably every content creator talking about it. But you got guys open. Hell, he could have even ran the ball. You could have walked into the end zone, holding the ball up, doing the Deion Sanders shit. Untouched. But he held the ball. He double clutched, right? Not a pump fake. Not a pump fake to draw a defender anywhere because there was no defenders to draw off of any of the receivers. Hell, you could have even said there was 4 receivers over because he could have thrown the ball to Brock Bowers, the receiver was behind him. 99% of the time, Brock Bowers is coming down with that ball. I mean, we've seen it a million times, right? A defender on his back has no chance knocking the ball away from Brock Bowers. So he had way too many options. And maybe that was the problem. Maybe, we all know he's indecisive as hell, but if you can get the ball out fast, like they did, in the fourth quarter, a little bit in the first quarter, but mainly in the fourth quarter, it was quick reads, quick release. And I think that gives us a chance. That'll give us a chance against Denver. Also, what's going to give us the best chance against Denver is I do believe they're 19th in the NFL. 19th in the NFL when it comes to yards for a tight end. We have the best tight end, right? Not only do we have the best tight end, but if they decide to double him, man, you have a guy on the other side in Michael Mayer that, proven he can make catches. Last week wasn't his greatest outing. I think some of those passes, could have been a little bit better. The touchdown, I think if he would have just kept running on the 4th and 1, should have caught that ball, but it is what it is. It's in the past. But you have weapons, right? You have weapons. And we talked about it all offseason and, and most of the season, even with Brock out, there was still weapons. Now you lose Jakobi Meyers. Shout out to Jakobi Meyers. Again, thank you for all you did for the nation. Some hella plays. And if you watched his interview, he's been through some weird stuff, but we've all been through some crazy weird shit as a Raiders fan. It's just, it comes with the territory. But where's my chat? Oh, there we go. Get way behind. Jack Besh and Thornton be more involved. Also, Porter should have been the starter since day one. Absolutely. Darian Porter, I mean, we all knew that. We all talked about it. A lot of us thought it was going to be Darian Porter and Eric Stokes, with Kai Blue Kelly playing the slot. That's the route I would have went. Coco Dabs, what's good? Appreciate you. Just stopping in to say hi on my way to work. Hell yeah, make that money. Have a good day. Don't work too hard. What else we got? For putting the building Raiders. Damn, I was way behind. Working on my way to retirement. I wish I could retire, bro. My broke ass ain't retiring no time soon. I made the wrong choices in my life. I should have saved all that money I blew. Damn it. Seems like everyone missed you on the laptop, Rebel. Yeah, I don't know about that, but shout out to everybody in here. I enjoy it. It's a hell of a lot more comfortable than sitting on the couch on the damn, the other way, but and here we are again as Raider fans, right? The next subject. Do you want the Raiders to win or lose? I know as Raider fans, we always want them to win. Looking at this draft, and I haven't looked at it very closely. I'd be lying if I said I did. I've watched a lot of college football. I have 4 screens on all day long on Saturday. I have whatever games on Friday, if they're worth watching. Thursday games if there is one. So, man, a lot of college football. There's nobody that's really, really impressed me. And I talked about it earlier in my live, when I was live today, for the trade deadline. We'll get into all that shit also a little bit more. Whew, excuse me. But I talked about it, I don't even know what the hell I was saying. No, but I talked about it earlier today. Damn. Cute. Went down the wrong way. All right, but I talked about a little bit, a little bit today. the quarterbacks and the time that they've had, starting, the amount of reps that they've had, and I think it makes a big difference. If you didn't watch the live earlier today, go back and watch it. We talked a little bit about the quarterbacks that haven't succeeded, right? That didn't have enough time coming out, like the Trey Lances. Some guys, didn't have too many starts, but guys that were 25, 26, 25 to 35 starts, which 35 is a lot for college. Not too many guys, unless you're Bo Nix or, Aiden O'Connell, who got to play 6 years, have that many starts. But the guys that have that many starts seem to get it way faster than some of these other guys that are drafted in the first round, first overall, fourth overall, like Anthony Richardson, right? A guy that was talked about being on the trading block, but I don't think anybody wanted to trade for him, right? We seen on live TV the guy quit on his team and just walked off the field and told his coach, "Yo, put somebody else in. I'm done with this shit," right? So, when you got that kind of heart, bro, there's not too many teams that are gonna mess with you, right? So, if you go tackle wise, right? If you go left tackle, right tackle, I mean, we need both. More than likely we don't need left. I think Charles Grant, really has a chance to develop into that guy. The fact that they haven't had to throw him into the fire this year, I think is going to be, a little bit better for him. But really, I would like to see him, at least out there sometimes in games that are 31-0. You would like to see, Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant get out there against the number one defense, Kansas City Chiefs, and see what they have. But unfortunately, we don't have a coaching staff that feels the same way. And unfortunately, we have guys, not unfortunately, but unfortunately at the same time, we have guys like Jonah Laulu. You have guys like Adam Butler, I guess, kind of. That's playing well enough that they don't have to put Tonka Hemingway out there. They don't have to put J.J. Pegues out there. But having them on the roster, when you're bringing guys up like Cedric Jackson, right? They had him on the roster 2 weeks in a row. Did he even get one rep? Was he even out on the field one time? No. You have Jack Besh, who's been, on the roster the last 3 weeks. He's got like 3 balls thrown to him. So I don't know what this coaching staff really is doing. You're talking about practice, right? We need the game time to practice because we don't get to practice much on the field. I guess they didn't have enough practices in the off season. But why aren't the guys that need the practice the most getting the practice time? It makes no sense to me with the direction we're going and the way we're trying to develop guys, because during the season nobody's developing, like, especially if you're sitting at home watching on TV going, damn, I could have made that play. Right? I think I could have got to the quarterback right there. Man, you could have stripped that ball. When you got a quarterback like this and you got a guy right there and he's diving at his feet, but the dude's holding holding the ball with one hand, and you're diving at his feet. So I think there's guys that can make plays that should be on the roster instead of guys you're not going to use. I mean, what are you hoping? Or, they're just there because maybe possibly you might lose 3 receivers in a game? Like, that makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Will Pete be our coach next year? Will Gino be our quarterback next year? Right now, I'm going to have to say yes. I mean, to answer your question, if you want my opinion, I don't think they should be, but I really feel like they will be. I think Pete Carroll, you can see it in Pete Carroll's press conferences, right? He's a talker. He's a philosopher. He teaches a philosophy class. He's very good at getting people into buying into what he's saying. And I think everybody on the other side of this screen, everybody in the fan base, at least 90 probably percent believe at least 80-90% of what Pete Carroll was saying in the offseason. I'm sure, upper management fell for the same shit, right? He talks a good game. So, you know, it depends on where they want to go. When you hear let's call him Al Davis. When you hear Mark Davis, I apologize, Al. When you hear Mark Davis say he has faith in this coaching staff, has faith in Spytech, which I could see the faith in Spytech, right? He's young. It's his first time ever doing it. You can't blame Pete Carroll and this coaching staff's failure on Spytech. You know, I think it was kind of a Brady hire, anyways. So I think Spytech's safe, and maybe Spytech's like, man, I don't want to waste my 5 years on a rebuild that wasn't supposed to be a rebuild, right? Because I'm sure Spytech was told the same thing we all were. This is not a rebuild. We're gonna hit the ground running. I've won 10 plus games every season, right? I know how to get guys motivated. We know how to win. This is a good roster. This is the best defensive backs he's ever coached in his life. So, I mean, when you hear all that, you gotta feel somewhat that, yeah, Pete Carroll probably more than likely, barring some crazy firing somewhere, or somebody out of the blue saying, "Hey, are you really going to go with Pete Carroll another year? Because I want that job." Um, More than likely, he's going to be the coach for another year, and we're probably stuck with Gino. More than likely, I don't know if I can watch next year if that's the case, though. I really don't. I don't know if I could watch. Uh, all right, man. So Brock Bowers, Brock Bowers was Brock Bowers again. I think he's going to be a huge target, but I think the Broncos know he's going to be a huge target, right? They don't have anybody to cover him. Last time we played him, they put Patrick Surtain, the man, the man Patrick Surtain himself, on Brock Bowers. Now he did pretty well, but Brock still got his, right? Brock still got his. Now you don't have anybody physical enough to put on him. You definitely, you can try to go with my guy. I can't even say his name because it hurts so bad. um, you could try to go with the smaller slot guy and put him on Brock, but I don't think that's gonna work, man. His speed might hang with him, but Brock's physicality is just gonna manhandle him. And then you got Riley Moss, who has an ankle injury. I don't know, if he's going to play. Again, there's probably not any practices. So if you see, did not practice, nobody really practiced. It's all walkthroughs. So we're not going to have a whole bunch of information. But if those two guys can't go in the backfield, it's good for us, right? It's good for us. They're gonna have a problem covering Brock. They're gonna have to double him. I really think that, and I think this needs to be an Ashton Jeanty show right off the rip. We just need to start like we did last week, right? 2 carries, 14 yards, and then you just start the passing frenzy, like sharks in the water. It's just like, all right, we ran the ball twice. Let's pass. So if we can say, stay with the run, man. Stay with the run against the Broncos. I think that's the only way we're going to have a chance to slow down this defensive front. And I don't know. I hope that Brock Bowers could have, close to the game he had last week. But come on, 3 touchdowns back to back, 127 yards for your tight end is probably not feasible now. Can it happen? Yes, but I don't see who the hell's their defensive coordinator that used to be their head coach? Uh, Vance Joseph, whatever the hell his name is. Hell of a defensive coordinator, bro. And I don't see him letting Brock Bowers beat the Denver Broncos, right? I really don't. So Brock Bowers is obviously going to be in the main focal point. He wasn't as much of a focal point last week because he was coming off an injury. And if you watch the first 4 games of the season, the last 3 games he played in, he wasn't much of a threat, wasn't 100%. So they didn't know what to expect. But they tried to change it up at halftime, which just slowed him down a little bit. But still, Brock Bowers was eating. Now we don't have Jakobi Meyers. Now who do you go to, right? Now who takes the pressure off of Brock Bowers? Because if you're doubling Brock, that leaves Michael Mayer, who dropped 4 passes last week. That leaves Trey Tucker, who dropped 2 passes, maybe 2 or 3 last week. And then that leaves Jack Besh, who doesn't have much of a chemistry at all with Geno Smith. And even Geno said, he keeps saying these guys are young, they're rookies, they're developing. You can see he don't have confidence like he does in Brock Bowers. He was not afraid to sling the ball to Brock Bowers at all whatsoever. Like as soon as he knew the play, he was actually leading his receiver, which I haven't seen him do at all this year. Throwing the guy open. He has faith in Brock Bowers. If he could just develop that faith, or somehow these receivers, make him develop the faith in him, I think this team could be all right. If they continue to run these little 5-10 yard passes, they're going to be hard to cover. If you can constantly get behind the defense because you have to worry about Ashton Jeanty out of the backfield, it's going to be scary, man. It's going to be scary. Rookie-wise, Dante Thornton. Is Dante Thornton a healthy scratch again next week? Will he play against the Broncos? I believe with the Broncos, I don't want to say struggling because it's not like they don't have a very, very deep secondary over there, right? They have still one of the best safeties. They got rid of Justin Simmons for a reason. They have guys that can cover, right? So I think, just Dante Thornton's size, his speed, being off a week, I think is going to help this team too. Our biggest problem is they have a damn good kick returner. We can't tackle on special teams, man. We can't tackle on special teams. If we can tighten that up, we're gonna have to score a lot of points, bro. The Broncos are a fourth quarter comeback team. We're a fourth quarter collapsing team. Who's gonna win? More than likely the team that's what are they? 6-2, 7-3. What are they? How many games we played? 9? Way ahead of us. They're way ahead of us, bro. That's all I know. So yeah, that's what I got, man. The Raiders have a very, very, very small chance, but if they continue to get the ball out quick, short dinks, but you have to take a shot every once in a while. Like you can't have 284 yards from your quarterback and 200 of them be yards after the catch from your receivers and your running back. That's just that's the craziest stat, really. With all the stats that I go over and look at, and that's one of the craziest differential stats that I've ever seen. Almost all your yards as a quarterback are yards after the catch. It's wild to me. But it means, they're throwing the ball quick. They're throwing the ball. He's throwing guys open. He's getting the ball out fast. And that's the only way we got a shot. Lawrence, my guy, what's good? All right, what else was I looking at? Oh, yeah. I had some shit on my phone I was trying to talk about. What do y'all think about Jakobi Meyers, man? Let me know. How y'all feeling about the Jakobi Meyers? Who won? I mean, I know we got a 4th and a 6th, and a lot of people are happy with that. But who won the trade? Let me know how you feel about it. Did the Raiders win? Type R for Raiders. Hashtag R. If the Jags won, hashtag J, I guess. but I want to know what y'all opinion are. My opinion is I feel like the Jags absolutely won this. They absolutely stole Jakobi Meyers, a fourth and a sixth. You're probably not going to get more than that. But if you look at what he's done for the Raiders, if you look at their run game when they run behind him, if you look at no drops last year, right? When he's a featured guy, or even not even a featured guy, because Brock was the featured guy. So when he's the second guy, or when he has to be the featured guy, he's worth every penny of a third round pick, in my opinion. I mean, I know we give up Devontae for a third, but that's just because they knew he wanted out, and the only reason we probably didn't get a third for for Jakobi Meyers is because it was publicly known that he asked for a trade. So when you get to that point when guys are asking for a trade, you're not going to get no value out of them, and the Raiders continue to just lose guys and get absolutely no value, no value whatsoever. All right, what do I have? What do I have? What do I have? What do we got? John Gruden to Arkansas would be crazy, bro. Crazy. Oh, this is off topic, right? This is off Raider topic. Just something to break the ice for a little bit. The Bengals, man. The Bengals and Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, 40 years old. I gotta read you this stat, bro. I gotta read you this stat. Joe Burrow, quarterback sack percentage. A guy that's supposed to be mobile, right? He can make plays with his legs, right? Everybody wants a mobile quarterback in the NFL. Everybody, right? That's the new age. That's the way the NFL is going. You have to have a mobile quarterback in the NFL that can make plays with his feet. Or do you? Joe Burrow, 2021, 8.93% sack rate. That's per game, right? Or I guess for the season, because it's 2021. 2022, 6.34%. 2023, 6.17%. 24, 6.86%. 2025, this year, the year he got hurt again, 12.20% sack ratio or sack percentage. Joe Burrow, anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess? 3.89%. 3. I've said this, and I will die saying this on this channel. It is so much easier for an offensive line to block for a statue quarterback. So much easier. They know where he's going to go. When your back is turned to a quarterback and he's moving around because he feels pressure, you don't know where he's going. You can't see the guy. Right? You just have to feel it. But when you have a pocket guy, you know that dude is going to take his 3-step, 5-step, or 7-step drop, and he's going to deliver the ball. And he's probably going to get it out fast. So you also know, as an offensive line, you don't have to block for a long time, right? These offensive linemen get worn the hell out. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, you know why their offensive line gets weaker and weaker and weaker through the season, through the playoffs, when they got to the Super Bowl? Because those dudes are blocking 5, 6, 7 seconds, at least every 5 snaps or 4 snaps probably. Because Patrick Mahomes doesn't stay in the pocket. He'll stay in there for a second and he's rolling out or he's stepping to the side, right? And these dudes are having to block these big, huge 320-pound guys for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds while Patrick Mahomes runs around. On the other hand, if you have a pocket passer, a guy that can step in the pocket, release the ball fast, and get these short, hot routes out quickly, it opens up your running game. It opens up your deep passing game, and it keeps your offensive linemen fresh and not so worn out because they're not working as hard. So that's crazy to me, bro. Joe Burrow's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and you have a 40-year-old Joe Flacco that everybody says, washed up quarterbacks, washed up statue quarterbacks, pocket passers, doesn't work in the NFL no more. Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers will both tell you different. Matthew Stafford will tell you different, right? Jared Goff will tell you different. Look at the leaders in the NFL right now. Drake May will tell you different. Yes, he runs when the pocket collapses and he has to. And he also knows how to slide. That's a big, big point too. What do you say? 6%. You was close. He was close. But you're the winner because nobody else voted. So I wish we could get this team playing right. Well, we're gonna get to that too. We could get to that too in a minute. We'll get to that too in a minute. All right, this is my list. Somebody asked me earlier who my top guys were in college football. We'll just pop this off real quick. Not all quarterbacks. We talked about the quarterbacks earlier a little bit on the other live. Go check that out. Only washed up quarterbacks over 30. Geno, oh hell no. It's Geno. Come on, man. There's like you gotta have you're missing like 15 O's at the end of his name. You gotta have one for every interception. That's how my shirt started out, right? I'm gonna have to make a new shirt for every one. You're close. You got like 10. You gotta have 11. It's gotta be 11 O's. I said from beginning of the season, anytime I type Geno's name, every time he has the interception, I'm adding an O to that shit. I'm telling you. Geno. Pretty soon it's gonna take me like the whole live just to say his name. Just to say his name. Alright, so the best players right now in college football, and this is no order. It's not like first to last. Yeah, there you go. Hashtag Geno. No, but no special order. Obviously, it's Jeremiah Smith. I mean, no doubt about it. Caleb Downs, a guy I really, 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 really like. And I don't know how to say his first name. Arvell. I think it's Arvell. Arvell Reese, man. I really, really, really like this kid. If the Raiders are going defense in the first round, and you're not in the top 3, and you don't have a chance at everybody thinks Ruben Bain is that guy. I mean, we'll see. We'll see by the time the combine. There's still a lot of college football left. We'll see what guys make it to the playoffs. If some of these guys stand out or shine a little bit more. But Arvell Reese, bro. Y'all know I wanted Campbell last year, right? He went to the Eagles. They moved up one spot to 31 and scooped him up. The dude is the highest graded draft pick from last year. You know who the second is? just my other guy, Nick Emanwari. so just the two defensive players I wanted the Raiders to trade back and pick up 2 first rounds for. We could have had both. Golly, this defense with Max Crosby and those two would be lights the hell out. Um, Jeremiah Love, obviously Notre Dame running back. We don't need a running back, but somebody's going to take him. Will he be a guy that's taken in the first round? That's a topic to talk about, right? You have what? Did we 2 running backs win in the first round? The Chargers, did the Chargers take Omarion Hampton in the first or the second? Can somebody let me know? I don't remember. Um, another guy that I'm really, really starting to like, and I can't stop watching film, whatever tapes I can find, because college football doesn't, unless you work for college football or you have an account you pay for, you don't get to really watch the whole entire games. So whatever highlights I can go back and watch, and whatever I can find on Cassius Howe, whatever you can find on Cassius Howe, go check out this young man, bro. I've never steered you wrong so far on draft picks. Almost everybody I talked about last year is balling the hell out right now. This kid is one of those dogs, bro. This kid's gonna be nasty. Julian saying, there's a lot of people saying a whole lot about this young quarterback. I guess not young quarterback, but the Ohio kid. Them quarterbacks out of Ohio State, they're on another level, right? They play the best of the best. They make it to the championship pretty much, I guess, since it's been started last year. Another dog. Colin Simmons, Carnell Tate. Y'all are writing these down, right? Because, I hope. Fernando Mendoza, we talked about that. Like to see him, stay and get some more snaps, but it is what it is. David Bailey, Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson has a huge task coming up this weekend, here in a couple days, going against LSU, who just fired their head coach. A guy that's been there for a while, beat my Razorbacks more times than I want to even express or talk about on here. I like Nick Harper, him and Thornton, and Brock would be magical since Smith has another year. I hope Jeremiah Smith stays out too, but. Do you think we go after a wide receiver? I mean, we took one in the second round last year. We took one in the fourth round that, they tried to push into being a number one right off the rip, right? And be a starter. So, I mean, I don't know. But I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm telling you right now, I would not be mad at Nick Harper. And, before I finish the rest of these, I'm really mad that they didn't go get, you see me better like that? Damn, I look high. Maybe I am. It's better like that. I think it's better like that. My eyes are tiny. I don't even know where I was. Oh, but yeah, man. So the Saints traded away my guy, Shahid, whatever. I don't even know how to say his name. But man, bro, lightning in a bottle, all kinds of upside. And the Raiders flopped. They could have just made the trade, knowing they were going to make this Jakobi Meyers trade. I'm pretty sure they knew yesterday. Jakobi Meyers talked to the dude. Talked to the GM. Then talked to the head coach before the game. Then talked to the head coach after the game. First thing pretty much this morning, they announced the trade. The Raiders could have been all in. They could have been all in today. They could have got their number one receiver. They wouldn't have had to pay a lot. A fourth and a fifth, right? We just got a fourth and a sixth for Jakobi Meyers. We have a first, a second, a third, four fourths, possibly a fifth, two sixths, and a seventh right now. That's 10, right? So 10 picks, bro. We got 10 picks right now. We wouldn't have had. I mean, this is a young receiver, right? This is a young guy that could be a number one, and take pressure off of Brock and be wide open a lot of times, one on one. Because, I mean, you can only run a zone so much when you got Brock, Michael Mayer, and Ashton Jeanty coming out of the backfield, bro. Like that zone is not going to work. Ashton Genty's going to be one on one or wide open for way too many yards, and the more steam that dude picks up like a freight train, the more people and bodies he's running over. So, um, where was I at? Ty Simpson, Mansour Delane, Ruben Bain, obviously, Malachi Tony, and last but not least, Chris Johnson. Let me know, like my guy Lawrence did. Who's your number one guys? Who's your number one college player? Doesn't matter what position. Who do you think the Raiders should go after? Do you think it should be a quarterback? Do you think it should be an offensive lineman? Do you think it should be a top defensive lineman? We tried to draft one a couple years ago in Tyree Wilson. It hasn't worked out. He's not going to be that number one guy. Is it time to wait, to spend this year's number one pick on the defense? Or do you believe we should go offense? What y'all feeling? What y'all feeling in the building? Um, Stoned. I mean, a little bit, little bit, little bit. um, yeah, they have a fourth and a fifth. And you look like the Jakobi. Wait, and you look like that Jakobi wasn't a bad deal. I mean, I think Jakobi Myers should have more value than Shaheed Rahid, right? I mean, I would think, the dude's got 1,000 yard season. Um, he's got a season with no catches. You would think that would hold more value, but it's the NFL, and those guys that can stretch the field seem to be those valuable guys. But I don't think I don't think it was bad. I think they got I think Jacksonville got a better value, right? Because they have receivers that are hurt. I think Brian Thomas looked like he sprained his ankle in the game against us. They have Travis Hunter who's out, 4 to 6 weeks. That's going to be a problem for them. They have Parker Washington, who was an absolute dog. And if I was the Raiders, I'd be like, I'll trade you Jakobi Myers, but what do you want for Parker Washington? Man, that kid got all kinds of heart. Love the way that dude was playing ball. He caught, pretty much everything you could throw. Not even good throws, not great throws, contested throws, yards after the catch. Dude's a baller. So, um, yeah, I don't think it was a bad deal because we were only get possibly, and that's it's like rolling the dice in Vegas or spinning the crap table. Possibly you get in a fourth, for Jakobi if you let him go at the end of the year. In free agency, let him walk like we do everybody else. So at least the Raiders were smart enough to not let it get to the point where he just walks away and we get nothing for a guy that we've been paying money to for a while, right? So we get something out of it. A fourth and a sixth, I'm totally happy with. But I still feel like those cats, they they knew he wanted out. They talked to him before the game, which I can't believe, the Raiders even let him talk. I'd be like, no, you ain't talking to them. um, You might think it was good for the Jags, but I think a fourth and a sixth is kind of great. I agree. I agree. No, I would have traded Max for the Jets and got two first rounders for Gardner. Oh my God! Just imagine we could have got what we could have got for him with the picks. I would have gone defense with our first two picks. That would be crazy. That would be nasty. I mean, what do you think we could have got for Max? What do you think we could have got? I heard a rumor that Jerry Jones offered two picks and a player um, for Max Crosby, or not for Max Crosby, for Miles Garrett. And basically, the Cleveland Browns laughed at him and was like, nah, bro, that ain't happening. So they waited a little bit, and then they called back a couple days later. And I don't know if this story is true or not, but I heard they were willing to give three picks for Miles Garrett, which, I mean, if you're giving up two picks, two first round picks for Sauce Gardner, I think Miles Garrett, maybe a couple of years ago, even at 30, bro, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. At 30 years old, that's getting to that point where do you really give up three first round picks for Miles Garrett? But my point is, if you would give up three first round picks for Miles Garrett, why wouldn't they give up three for Max Crosby? And if that was, like they said, I don't think there was any numbers talked or discussed. The Dallas Cowboys and a couple other teams called to see, if Max was available, which if you call and you really want somebody, you don't call and say, "Hey, is this dude available?" You call and say, "I'm starting here. This is what I got. You want to talk." But that wasn't the case. So yeah, I think you could have got something crazy for Max. Could have been, I don't know. Some of y'all feel different about Max. I don't think Max should have got is worth more than what Michael Parsons got. I really don't. Um, Two first and a player, a quality player like they got in Kenny Clark, uh, and two first rounds, I think probably would be the max teams are willing to pay. Three first round picks and a player for Garrett. Three first round picks? What? So they gave up what, two this year and one next year? The Colts are crazy, bro. What? That can't be right, bro. I gotta look that up. Are you flipping kidding me right now? Sauce Gardner trade. Not the South. Yeah. Lordy, Lordy, have mercy. That's crazy, bro. Not that I don't believe you, but I, I don't believe you. that's, that's crazy. Oh my God, come on. That's insane, bro. I don't know. It's not working. I'm not gonna keep looking. Um, Knees Duts, what's good, my guy? It's been a minute. Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? Hope all is well. Um, I would take two first and 2 seconds for Max Crosby. I think somebody probably would have gave that. What he brings to the locker room, what he brings to your community, um, his relentless motor. You know, I don't know. I think it depends on the coach though too. If you was to trade for Max Crosby, right? Is every coaching staff really gonna let this dude play 100% of the snaps? Like I feel like there's some disciplined coaches out there that are gonna be like, nah, bro, I don't care what you want to do. you're not playing 100% of the snaps because we want to preserve your health, right? We want you to be playing at 32, 33, 34, not retiring at 32 because you've already done had every injury you possibly can to every body part, right? Um, Max ain't no Khalil Mack. Facts. This is facts. Um, and if Khalil Mack would have been on the Raiders, bro, he would have been an all time sack leader. I guarantee you. If he would have stayed, two first, I don't believe we get that for Max. I think we would have got two first, bro. Would I get rid of Max for the right price? But ain't nobody giving what I want for Max. Like it would have to be like what they said two. I mean, it would have to be two first and 2 seconds, right? And those picks would have to be from a team that we're gonna be, at least mid. I'm not taking, the 28th pick and the last pick in the second round. I think that's not gonna cut it, bro. I'm not doing nothing like that. So, um, but no, man. I think a player like Max Crosby only comes around every so many years, right? There's I'm not talking about their football, their football game, but there was no comparison to a Max Crosby, right? You can't compare Miles Garrett, um, Mecca Parsons. I'm not calling him Micah no more. He is now the Mecca Parsons, right? Garrett, T.J. Watt. None of these guys. Um, you're not gonna have Max. Max has been through, a lot of shit. Max is a guy that could have walked, right? Could have said he wanted out so many times, but he's committed to somehow stay here. And man, all the shit I talk on him, I can't, you can't say enough about what he means to this organization and franchise. So if they were to trade him, bro, it would have to be something, the biggest trade in history. Or I could see why Mark Davis wouldn't get rid of him, right? When you have a relationship, not, you know what I mean. When you have a friendship, with the guy that you drafted 7 years ago, you watched him grow in this franchise. They have dinners, they have lunch together, they call and talk to each other on the phone, right? It's not like just a boss where you go to work and then you never talk to the dude. Um, it's hard to get rid of somebody that has that much value. But on the other hand, 25 years we've needed to rebuild. 25 years, and Max is the only asset we have that's going to get us the picks we need for a rebuild, um, sooner than going about it the way we're going about it. So, um, right? Because if you go about it the Jets way, man, the Jets have two first rounds, two second rounds this year. The Jets have three first rounds. Yes, three first rounds and two first rounds, and two second rounds in 2027. I guarantee you the Jets are relevant before the Raiders are with Pete Carroll, right? With the new coach because they believe enough in this head coach. Um, when you have an organization and a franchise that believes enough in your guy, Aaron Glenn, that they brought in, right, to be their head coach, they're like, okay, get rid of, whatever assets we have to bring in what you need to make this team and build this team the way you want it. And the Raiders have never done that. The only time they did that was John Gruden, the first time he was here. And other than that, bro, I mean, Reggie McKenzie kind of did it, back in the day. I think Josh McDaniels was trying to do it. but you just gave away Derek Carr, so you can't, you didn't use the asset you had. Um, so we failed. We failed at a bunch of rebuilds. So, you know, I want Max to stay. I don't want Max to go nowhere. But damn, the injuries, the back problems now, the knee. Today, if you watch this podcast, I haven't watched, The Rush in a long, long time because of, there's a lot of shit about about that show that pisses me off, and there's a lot of shit about Max that pisses me off, just because we have expectations for this dude, um, but not as big as he has for himself. But watching The Rush, man, the look on his face when he got done talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars and another loss, the dude just looked devastated, man. He gives his heart and soul for this shit, and the Raiders just can't get it right. They can't get it right. He backs all the wrong guys. Um, on his podcast, he was talking about how Jared Goff is goofy looking and he don't get the respect he deserves in the NFL because you know um, he's not cool like Jackson Dart or some of these young quarterbacks coming into the NFL. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't that Aiden O'Connell? Like, you're backing all these other dudes, right? He talks about, um, Minnesota quarterback, right? You talk about JJ McCarthy. He's like, man, JJ McCarthy, he's just a dog. He's a winner. He talks about his favorite quarterback. Everybody on the planet knows who Max Crosby's favorite quarterback is, right? If you don't, you're probably not a Max Crosby fan. He plays for the Rams. I'll give you a hint. It's Matthew Stafford, right? He played in Detroit. That's who he grew up watching. There's a guy that's in our building that plays very similar to Matthew Stafford. He reads defenses well. He might not have, as strong as of an arm, but that could be questioned, right? He might not be as mobile, but Matthew Stafford now, he probably is just as athletic and mobile, right? So, you know, if your favorite guy is a pocket passer, why aren't you standing up for guys in the building and being like, man, let this kid play, right? Let this kid play. Let him grow. Let him develop. You already played him 11 games his rookie year. But the way he talks about quarterbacks and then to just like all the things you're saying are great for other quarterbacks on other teams, but not the ones on our team. Like it makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Makes no sense at all. So, uh, Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Of course, his buddy Brogue is always talking about Aaron Rodgers. That's his favorite quarterback of all time. But again, man, just the look on his face and the devastation of him talking about another loss. It's like that shit is killing this dude, bro. It's killing Max Crosby. It like after he was done talking, he just sat there like this, staring off into space, like zone the hell out. I mean, you love that shit that much, bro, right? Huh, I didn't know that, and I'm a Crosby fan. Makes sense for him being a Michigan guy. um, come on, have you ever seen him hit Matthew Stafford when we play the Rams? Like, go watch games against Matthew Stafford. Like, I ain't saying he's holding up, but I ain't saying he ain't. Like, no, Matthew Stafford's his dog, bro. Like, that's yeah. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying is there's a guy in the building that plays a whole lot like Matthew Stafford, your hero, and you would think you would want to kind of develop that dude and bring him along. Oh, and this is what he said that really irritated me the most. He said, when you have a young quarterback in your building that helps you win games, right? And JJ McCarthy in his 2 years has not won anywhere close to the games that Aiden O'Connell helped win in his, rookie season that he started, right? Not even close. But he said JJ McCarthy has won him some big games. Come on, Aiden O'Connell won him some big games too. But he's like that Minnesota has him on a rookie deal, and they can use that money to bring in guys to develop around him. bro, come on, man. Like, that all sounds great, But you have the same situation right here. And I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell is JJ McCarthy. And I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell is, you know, a top 10, 15, or 25 quarterback in the NFL. All I've been saying this whole time is for 1.4 million, you can build a team while he plays. And now we're on our third quarterback. And this one, they just keep getting higher and higher and higher in price. Um, that has more interceptions. Geno Smith has more interceptions this season than Aiden O'Connell had in 20 games. 20. 20 games, bro. Just makes no sense. Just makes no sense. Anyways, the Jets, man, the Jets are going to be probably relevant before us because they just said the hell with it. And, you know, there is a big possibility that they might not draft very well, right? Maybe they don't have the best guys in the building, the best scouts in the building, the best talent scouts in the building, the best character, which I think that's a biggest part of the NFL is, you know, guys that have heart, that want to play, that want to be on the field, like Max Crosby. So yeah, the Jets, the Jets are doing it right, man. The Jets are doing it right, but it's a fine line. It's a fine line, right? Do you really trade Max Crosby, which he deserves to play on a winning franchise? You know, if the Colts are willing to trade 3 first rounds for Sauce Gardner, there's got to be a team in the NFL that's willing to trade 3 first round picks for Max Crosby. And I think Dallas was that team. I think Dallas really would have traded 3 first round picks. Jerry Jones said he's going all out. He wants to win a Super Bowl before his time is up. And if you look at Jerry Jones and his age, bro, like that could might not be too far off, right? Might not be too far off. So if you got a dude that's willing to do everything, that would have been our best chance, right? That was our you know, that was them fools you see coming a mile away. You're like, oh, I can get one over on this. Yeah, that would have been your best chance. And I don't ever see it being happening now, unless he's, you know, 34 and decides I'm done. We still haven't won shit, but um, see, that's where you lose me. You didn't have to. We didn't have a legit quarterback in the building. Please stop the madness. How do you know he's not legit? How do you know he's not legit? How do you know? God, family Raiders for life. What's good? Appreciate you, my guy. I can't stand the way he doesn't back all the teammates all the time. Typical cool bro bullshit. Yeah, right? Play favorites. And maybe that's why, you know, nobody in the building's worried about the fact that Pete Carroll's playing favorites with Geno Smith because they're used to it, right? They see this shit all the time. They're like, oh, we've been seeing favorites played in here all the time. All the time. Stop the madness. That's where you lose me. I don't know why you hate on Aiden O'Connell so much, bro. I don't know why you hate on Aiden O'Connell. Give me 5 reasons. Give me five reasons. 5 solid good reasons why Aiden O'Connell can't be the man. You got eyes and you know football. Well, did you know, eyes in football, that Aiden O'Connell in 17 starts is the all-time history leader for the Las Vegas Raiders? Out of every quarterback that's ever played here, ever drafted here, in their first 17 starts, Aiden O'Connell has a better QBR, a better completion percentage, more touchdowns, less interceptions, a lot less interceptions. But he's not good enough. He's not good enough to play here. The kid has won us games with 4 different offensive coordinators, 6 different offensive coordinators, right? 2, 4, 5. Okay, 5 different offensive coordinators. 3, 4 head coaches, and the kid doesn't flinch. He doesn't miss a beat. He comes to work every morning. He's always in trade talks. He has, people constantly talking shit about how he'll never be anything but a backup and, can never be a starter in the NFL. But every time he gets a chance, he goes out there and gives it his all. He gives us a chance to win every time he's on the field. He hasn't lost us any games. If you go back and watch every game he's ever played for the Raiders, the only game we lost that he did really bad in was the Miami game. He had 3 interceptions. All 3 of those interceptions came in the fourth quarter when we were down by 2 touchdowns, which he almost brought us back in that game with throwing the 3 interceptions. So I don't know how anybody can look at what this kid has done for this franchise and what has been put on his shoulders. If you want a dog, it's Aiden O'Connell. If you want a kid that has heart, it's Aiden O'Connell. If you want a kid that gets hurt and comes back faster than he's supposed to, right? He was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken thumb. He was back in 3. The kid is a fighter, man. The kid is a fighter. He knows how to read defenses. He knows how to check into the right plays instead of the wrong plays. He's not mobile, but he can run an RPO better than Geno Smith, bro. He can run a read option better than Geno Smith. Now, he might not be better than Geno when he holds the ball or decides to keep it, but on the reads, bro, he is way better. He is way better. I'm 57. I know football. I played football. I know what a good quarterback looks like, and Aiden O'Connell is not it. Man, all right, all right. I'm all right. You have your opinion. You have your opinion. You don't have to like the kid, but again, I don't think any of his stats or any of his numbers or any of the games he played is the reason you don't like the kid. Like, he has a quick release. I don't know what more you could ask for in a quarterback besides he's not very athletic, and when he runs he looks like a like Bambi on ice, right? It's very scary when he runs, but other than that, if you give this kid a pocket, he's gonna pick defenses apart all day long. He's proved it. He proved it, improved it. 340 yards, bro, and 2 touchdowns against Kansas City last year. Like, 4 touchdowns in the first half against the Chargers, and you could say, "Oh, well, their quarterback, blah blah blah, was Easton Stick." It doesn't matter who their quarterback was. He wasn't playing their quarterback. Aiden O'Connell was playing their defense, and he tore that shit up, tore that shit up like a paper shredder, destroyed that shit. This kid beat the Broncos every time he's played them. We'll see what Geno does, right? He lost the first game against the Chargers, but the next game, after getting sacked, 6 times, 7 times by Khalil Mack, and then getting benched for 2 games, the next time he played the Chargers, he lit their ass up. Dude, this kid has everything it takes to be an NFL quarterback. Everything, except for a franchise that believes in him, fans that believe in him, and an organization that's willing to build their team why they use him as a quarterback at 1.4 million. In 57 years experience in playing football, you should know the best way to build a franchise is to go with a quarterback that's making 1.4 million instead of hiring a guy for 25 million and releasing him the next year, then signing Geno for 71 million dollars. That's hurting our franchise more than Aiden O'Connell could ever hurt this franchise being on the field. Are we talking about the same AOC? Y'all, oh man, yes, yes, yes. We need to draft a quarterback. I like Lenora Sellers. He's a damn good quarterback, but he needs more starts, bro. He needs more starts. You got to have an experienced quarterback in the NFL. That's played college, right? That's seen defenses, that's seen different fronts and different schemes and sneak plays. The more you play, the better, right? So the more reps these guys can get. I mean, just look at Bo Nix. Look what he's doing. Look what Jackson Dart's doing right now. 3 years with the same team, with the same school, Ole Miss, the same coach, the same offensive coordinator. He comes to the NFL, picking it up like that, like it's nothing, right? These dudes that have starts pick it up. Guys that don't have a lot of starts in the NFL, they struggle. They struggle for 2, 3, 4 years, and then they start to put it together. But by then, shit, they lost all their mobility and eyesight and everything else. I think AOC won the starting position at the quarterback, but he has no legs. But we did spend too much money for Jets Gino. We thought he'd be good. Sea chicken, we get sea chicken Gino. 100%, 100%. AOC was 2-7 last year. No thanks, all pass. See, that's where you got me, God and family. You're not looking at the big picture. You're not watching Aiden O'Connell. I guarantee you probably didn't watch 5 of his throws. Because if you did, you'd be like, damn, that dude's got a quick release. Damn, target. Damn, that dude could throw the ball. Right? Damn, that dude can lead receivers. Something Gino hasn't done in any games. So you're looking at a record of a guy that's 2-7 who also had the worst running game in all of the NFL. We were 32nd in rush yards. We were 32nd in attempts. We were 32nd in yards after the catch. We were 32nd in 31st in yards after contact. You expect a quarterback to win? You expect a quarterback to win like that? Go through the NFL right now and look at all the big name quarterbacks, right? The top 10 quarterbacks. Look how good they do when they have no run game. Look how good they do when they shut it out. Look at the Colts, the best team in the NFL right now. What happened when they shut out Jonathan Taylor? What happened to Daniel Jones? And okay, but it's Daniel Jones. Yeah, but Daniel Jones is playing his ass off. They had 5 flipping turnovers because they had no run game. Aiden O'Connell, 6-1 when they have a run game. Should be 7-0. They botched the snap in Kansas City, where he had 2 touchdowns and 340 yards. So looking at the record, bro, that it wasn't Aiden O'Connell's fault. It wasn't okay. It wasn't Aiden's fault. You had an offensive line that was struggling coming together. You had Colton Miller coming off shoulder surgery and hadn't played in what 8 months or 9 months. There was a lot of reasons Aiden was 2-7, but it wasn't his play. I guarantee you, it was not his play. AOC will go to another team and beat our ass and flourish. I mean, I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. Unleashed Raiders, shout out for the $2 smackaroozy. Imagine what we could look like with a running mobile quarterback with Jeanty in the backfield. We could look like Jaden Daniels. Like, bro, we could look like like we could look like CJ Stroud. Like, we could look like Lamar Jackson. Like, yeah, what are those dudes looking right now with those mobile quarterbacks? I'm out on mobile quarterbacks, bro. I would much rather have a dude sit in a pocket and pick defenses apart and let your run game get going than to have a dude that's going to roll out in the fourth quarter down 30-something points and break his arm and be out for the season and, maybe hinder the rest of his career. Like, come on, stop. Where would we? This mobile quarterback shit is for the birds, bro. Joe Flacco is showing that right now. He's killing it. He's had over 400 yards passing since he's been a Bengal. 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns a game. Like, come on, we don't need mobile quarterbacks. Stop with that. Stop. Besides Patrick Mahomes and besides Saquon, pretty much, and the defense for the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, come on, your quarterback had 179 yards passing with the same amount rushing. So mobile quarterbacks do not win Super Bowls, bro. Like, Jalen Hurts is an exception to the rule. He had Saquon Barkley, the best running back in the NFL, the best defense in the NFL at the time. So mobile quarterbacks, bro, like, nah. Tom Brady has 6 rings for a reason. You could stand in one place, survey the defense. You have protection. You have faith in your line. You have faith in your running back to pick up blocks. And you pick teams apart. That's the way the NFL's always worked. But they still want to try to change it. It's crazy. You know what? I believe now that we got Jeanty, we can run the ball, and AOC probably turns this around. Bro, 6-1. 6-1. Somebody, anybody that watches this, the people watching now and the people that watch it later, hopefully people watch it later, I challenge you in the chat to leave a comment after this video is over and find me a quarterback. Find me a quarterback ever, ever, ever that's 6-1 when their team rushes for over 100 yards. Because I've been looking. I looked for 2 days. Every time I got on the internet or had a free time or a break, I searched every quarterback stat. I asked ChatGPT, referenced it, double checked it. 6-1, bro, when your team rushes for 100 yards. And it should be 7-0. That's an unbelievable stat. That shows me that this kid can play football. And as long as you have a defense that is not teeing off 8-9 guys in the box, blitzing 5-6 guys every single play, a running game keeps the defense right. Keeps the defense honest. You're not gonna stack the box because all right, you got to stop the run. You got to stop the pass. If you have a guy that can stand in the pocket and pick apart, shit, everything but pretty much man, and even that because he leads receivers well. Aiden O'Connell would have won us a lot of games, bro. A lot of games. A lot of games. He's already won us a lot of games. The games that he won, the games that we won, minus the Kansas City game where he had 63 yards and a touchdown to start right away. Minus that game, he won us a lot of games, bro. The Jets game, both the Broncos games. Like, the kid is a killer. That's why I call him the cerebral assassin. I've watched so much film on this guy. Every time I watch highlight films or every time I watch, old games, all I hear is the announcers, whether it's Sanchez, whether it's Troy Aikman, whether it's Tom Brady, they all say the same thing. Holy shit, how did he make that throw? That's an NFL throw right there. That's a top 5 quarterback throw. They are constantly talking about how good the dude's arm is and how good the throws are. Now, they're not consistent, but either is the team. And if the team was consistent, he would be more consistent. I guarantee you. Jaden Daniels shouldn't still be in the game. They were getting their asses kicked. But it could happen at any time. When you have a mobile quarterback that weighs 190 pounds soaking wet, and he's out there running around with 320, 30, 40-pound defensive linemen and 260-pound linebackers that run 4.4 40s coming to take your head off, you're just asking to get hurt, bro. You're asking to get hurt. The only thing a mobile quarterback, in my opinion, should be used for is pocket awareness. When the pocket collapses, you run and you slide. You don't try to make a play. Now, every once in a while it happens, but usually those dudes get lit up. When somebody has a chance to hit a quarterback because, they're open, right? They're running, they're juking, they're spinning around. Dude, everybody's trying to lay that quarterback out, right? Come on. It's open season when the quarterback's moving around. So it's too risky, bro. It's way too risky. These guys are making $50 to $60 million a year, and you're letting them run out of the pocket and letting 11 people chase him down trying to tackle him. It's insane to me. When you could just have your guy in a shield with offensive linemen surrounding him and giving them, 2-3 seconds to throw the ball and running your offense. Because if you look at every offense in the history of the NFL that's ever won a Super Bowl, quick short passes, run game, throw over the top. The same way with Derek Carr, shouldn't have still been in the game when he broke his leg. I mean, that and look what it did to Derek Carr. Look what breaking his leg did to Derek Carr. It made him timid. It made him play with fear. It made him constantly, when he's rolling out of the pocket, he's looking back to make sure nobody's coming. Like, and it ruined him. So, it's hard for these guys to come back from ankle, injuries like that. it's going to be hard to come back from a dislocated elbow. It's going to be hard for Cam Scatteraboo to come back from a dislocated ankle. Like, and these guys are warriors. They will, but man, it ruins players when you have an injury that catastrophic. It just it makes shit hard. Makes shit hard. All right. Shout out for the $2 holla. I already got that. Why is it still on the screen? Did I put that up there? I don't know. Yeah, cool. All right, man. Let's go over this real quick. PG in the building. Hear what he has to say, and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Shit. Hold up. What the fuck, man? Okay. It's not there. Hold on. Alright. Let's try this one more time. No, not that one. One more time. No, it's not coming up. What's going on, bro? I don't know what the hell's going on. Alright, here we go. There we go. There we go. Hold up. That's not gonna work. Damn it. I need headphones. Boys, never prepared. Never prepared. Let me try this again. Can y'all hear it? I can't hear shit. What's going on? Alright, let's stop that. Let's not do that. That's not gonna work. That's some bullshit. Alright. We'll have to go over that tomorrow. You can't hear it either? Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. So, I couldn't hear it in my headphones. I don't know why it's not playing. I will have to crop it and break it all down. Can you hear me again? Can you hear me? Being scared is part of a man's DNA. Either you're scared, or if you're not scared, you go to church. That's Derek Carr DNA before he broke his leg. I mean, I don't know if going to church is going to help you not be scared. And I get what you're saying. Derek Carr goes to church so he's soft. Man, saved don't make you soft. Don't make you soft. Now, in his case, he is kind of a big softy. Preacher guy, always preaching the Bible. But he wasn't like that at the beginning, bro. He wasn't like that. I could show you plays of Derek Carr jumping over people for a first down, flipping over people. Before 2016, come on. His first couple years, Derek Carr was not afraid of nothing. That kid would it would literally run into people, run over people, jump over people, crazy shit. After the injury, he was a totally different person. But he still has more comebacks than anybody in the NFL. All right, let's see if this works. Oh my god, piece of shit. Hold on, I gotta do all this stupid shit first. Um, oh, get rid of the chat. Damn it. Oh, it's right in front of me. All right, man. So Ashton Genty's run plays. Let's go over this real quick. Let's break them down. Let's talk about them. Let's be about them. Um, we're gonna look at side view. Then we're gonna look at top view. We're gonna talk about it. Let's count them up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. 7 with their hands down. They about to get physical and nasty. This is the first play of the game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, you got, Ashton Genty in his stance. um, okay, let's run it. Let's run it. We got a guy in motion. Let's stop it here. Brock's going back in motion, which to me, I played running back in high school a little bit. Um, to me, I'm following Brock Bowers on this play, right? Like, I'm going behind the big guy. Yeah, you got some big guys and some hogs on the offensive line, but I'm following this cat through. But anyways, just run it through. We'll look at it from the other angle. Not a bad little pickup. Not a that bad little pickup on the first play. Right? Let them know you're running the ball. We ain't playing. Choose what's good. What's good. No Brock. No Gino. All right, let's run this back. Let's run this back. All right. In motion again. In motion again. Let's stop this. As a running back, what do you see here? You have. Shit ain't showing up. Damn it. Um. So you got both sides, right? Both sides of the A gap. You have a lead blocker. It looks like everybody's held up, right? You got 2 right here. You got the center looking for the linebacker. I don't know if y'all can see my marker. Um, yeah. All right. So you got the center looking for the linebacker. Running a little more. Stop it here. You have vision, right? You have vision. You have speed. You can't tell me that Ashton Genty cannot see that this hole was closing up, right? This hole was closing up. But if you bounce this to the outside, even here, you're one on one with a defensive back, right? And if you try to beat it to the outside, then you're racing that defensive back, so you're not hitting him one on one. To me, you have the patience, right? You have the vision. You still make it work. You pick up a couple yards. But if you just hit that next hole, right? If you just go to that next gap, you have more plays there. What happened? Come on, man. The hell's going on? All right. I don't know why it always does this shit. Right? Bent up like a napkin. Back's bent. And you gotta see that, right? You gotta see that as a running back. Why isn't it playing the next criteria? Why can't I play the next one? All right, play this one then. What the hell? All right, so let's pause it right here. We're at 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line, or 1st and 10 on our own 20-yard line, right? We got bottom over here. We got what? 2x2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2x3. Looks like another tight end over there. No stack box, right? No stack box. Now, not the best blocking, right? But I don't see anybody bent over. This guy's leaning forward. This guy's leaning forward. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. He's trying to get some love or something over there. This man is good lord, bro. Foresight should not be that deep already. You guys just got the ball. I don't know what Gino's doing way the hell back here. But nice bounce, right? Nice bounce. You bounce it to the outside, stiff arm the defender, and you pick up yardage, bro. You pick up yardage. This is a minute, what? A minute and 4 into the first quarter. So that's the first 3 plays, right? Look at it from another angle. I mean, that's solid blocking, bro. I don't know what else you could ask for. You got a hat on the hat. They're supposed to be doubling right here. He's got that man. You got a man free. But he's got that man beat, so it doesn't matter, right? Nice moves. Nice moves. Nice vision. Find the hole. Break a tackle. Break another tackle. The guy's a bowling ball. He does not go down after the first tackle. The next play. The next time he touches the ball. We are 7 seconds left at the half. No, I'm not making this shit up. It is halftime. 7 seconds left. Ball on the 36-yard line. And Ashton Jeanty is touching the ball for the 4th time. The 4th time. The score is 0-0. I was going to play the damn press conference, but it's not playing, so I don't get you have to wait till tomorrow till I figure this shit out again. But Chip Kelly said in his press conference, right, that they used Ashton Jeanty enough, I guess, or whatever, right? They said he has the most touches out of all rookie running backs, but again, bro, you were drafted 6th overall. You should have more touches. Greg Brewer was good. You should have more touches than the rest of the running backs who were drafted, 4th round, 5th round, 2nd round, some of them. But 4 touches in the first half when the score is 0-0, you can't tell me that the only reason you're not running the ball is because you're behind, right? That was the excuse against Kansas City. That was the excuse against the Titans. That was been the excuse all season long, except for Chicago, right? You can't run the ball because we're behind. If you're behind, you can't run the ball. So, bullshit. Bullshit, right? All right, let's look at it. Side view. I don't know what that was, but wait, we'll look at it on the other angle. I don't know what that was. But man, you got bodies on bodies, right? Big holes. Why did we go away from this? Why did we go away from this? Look at the block. Damn. Look at the block by DJ Glaze, right? Just manhandle this dude. Boom. Sit down, boy. And then Ashton Jeanty, head first into 2 guys, right? I would like to see him try to make a move right there because, and this is probably the reason he's not getting the touches, that we think he should get, is because it's the NFL, bro. Raider Paul, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you. maybe he's not getting those touches because he's bringing a lot of the physicality and the hits upon himself instead of trying to make guys miss, right? You have an opportunity on those two guys where, I've seen him jump over people. I've seen him spin move, right? I've seen that nasty cut where he doesn't even stick his foot in the ground. He just somehow hops over like 3 yards. Like, I don't even know how he does that shit. But runs over a guy, right? Gets yardage. This is right before the half. He's touched the ball 4 times. 4 times. Look at it from the other angle, right? No stack in the box. They're not afraid of our running back. They're not afraid of our quarterback. Teams are like, man, we already know what's coming. We know what's going to happen, right? What is this Gino's doing? Hold up. Oh my God, bro. What is this Geno Smith is doing right here, bro? What is this? What is this? Okay, maybe that's Jordan Meredith. Or was he just leaving too early? That looked like a good snap, bro. It looked like he was straight back with the snap. Um, from my angle, how the ball ends up way the hell over here, I don't know. But good catch by Gino. Spin around, do some ugly ass 360, bro. That's nasty work, bro. That's filthy. That's God. I guess good save by Gino, but dude, I'm looking at the motion right there, and all right, so now we're coming out. It's oh, I guess shit. That was the end of the second. All right, so he didn't touch the ball 4 times at the half. I apologize. We have 13:01 left in the second. Um, Second and 3, ball on the 39. Ball on the 39. Now, after those couple plays, right? Because he's only ran the ball 4 times. So after those 4 plays, look at this defense. Look at this defense now. It is 2nd and 3. So it is, it is a run deep, a run play. More than likely, they're thinking it's going to be a run play. But why wouldn't you pass out of this situation, right? Look what you got up top. You got a tight end down here. You got speed at the bottom. Why wouldn't you pass out of this? Why wouldn't you pass out of this? 2nd and 3. Stacked box. Gino doesn't check out of it. And Jeanty's got nowhere to go. It's 2nd and 3. You don't think the defense knows you're running the damn football with the 6th overall pick in this situation? This is what I'm talking about, situational football. If you use Ashton Jeanty different, right? If you would have faked the defensive out, right here, and ran a read option, right? Ran a little play action, acting like you was handed off to him, rolled out. You got guys open, right? You got a guy here, you got a guy here, you got a guy here, right? They're playing single high, they're in man. Like, come on. You got guys open that on a hot route to pick up 3 yards very, very easily. So the play calling, bro, just annoys the shit out of me sometimes. But again, I'll run it one more time. Guy in motion. Jeanty gets the look at. I'll look at it from the other angle, but look at how many people are in this hole. Pause if necessary. Look at how many guys come to this hole right here. Pause. Before he gets the ball, right? They don't know. They don't know this isn't a read option, right? They have no idea that this isn't a read and he's going to keep the ball and run. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys all just smashing, and another one, on the end trying. So they're sending 5. You're sending 5 against 4. They got numbers. They're beat. Why does Geno Smith not check out of this play as a 15-year veteran in the NFL? How do you not see, okay, they just stacked the hell out of the box. they got the whole team right in front of me in my vision. Don't check out of it? It makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. But anyways, he got nowhere to go. Like as soon as he touches the ball, this is what he's got to do. He's got to stop. Like now, maybe if he wouldn't have tried to cut here, and if he would have tried to just blast through this hole, bounce the hell out of this to the outside. This man's blocked pretty damn good, right? You got to see that, and you got to try to get this to the outside, or at least, you know, you gotta blast through the hole. But instead, he tries to bend it back, and as soon as he makes his cut, nice jump cut, bro, nice jump cut. But as soon as he makes this cut, he's got nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to go. So the kid's vision, bro, his vision is crazy. But the decision making. If you would have just bounced that jump cut to the other way, bro, you got nothing but field. All right, so here we are. We're in the second quarter, 12-19 in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 1 again. A run situation. What do we do with Ashton Jeanty? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down linemen. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys coming behind him. Gonna be a run play, right? That's what the defense is thinking. No trickery, bro. No trickery. Let's just put a hat on the hat and see if we can beat him. You know how he could have beat him though? Bounce this shit to the outside. Look at this. Boom. Why did you whoa. Hold up. Again, I should have did this shit so I could have slow motion. Watch right here. You see the stutter step and hit through the hole. Now, yes, that hole is open and you have one-on-one. Most of the time, you're going to win that. But look at out here. Look at out here. You're just trying to outrun that guy, which you can more than likely do. You have the angle, right? You have the angle. Look. And you got a blocker. Oh, he went inside. Damn. I'm just saying. If you bounce that outside, you have a big ass run. There's nobody there. You have nothing but grass. Nothing but grass. Now let's look at it from his vision. What does he see? Stop it. He gets the ball. Look at the block right here. Look at the block by Trey Tucker, the little man, throwing his body, right? What is he, 5'10", 170 pounds, 65 pounds? I don't know. It doesn't look like he's that much more than that. But look at him take on the linebacker, take on the block. Nice cut. I guess you got an open hole. But damn, look. You're already going that way. Instead, you cut it back in. Right into a defender in front of your face. That just makes no sense. That makes no sense. All right, so what was that? The 6th, 7th run? We got a couple more to do. Not a big gain, right? Not a big gain, but, you're wearing down the defense. What the hell happened? I don't know where down it is. What the hell happened? All right, man. Dragging guys. Stop. Hammer time. You got this guy chasing. You got a guy chasing your tight end, right? You have double team. I think he didn't get the memo, but Parham is cooked, bro. Parham is cooked. The dude is dead to rights. Right? Look at Parham. Let's go back to the beginning of this. How did this take place? He started off the wrong way. You see that stutter step? He didn't know the play call. Somebody was not pointing who the mic was, which is telling them which way we're blocking, right? Which way the block is going, which way the play is going. Somebody didn't let him know he did not get the memo because he goes the wrong way and leaves this guy wide open. Where if he would have just stepped the wrong way, man, if he'd have just stepped the right way on the first step, he wouldn't have been a step behind. But instead, he gets smoked, and you get tackled from behind. Tackled from behind. I don't know who made the mistake here. I don't know if it was Jackson Powers Johnson. I don't know if it was Dylan Parham. I don't know if it was Jordan Meredith. I don't know if it's Brock Bowers. But Brock Bowers goes in motion after the play, right? Which means you should probably be running that way behind him. I don't know why he's going that way if you're running straight up the middle. Maybe, a trickery play, disguise play. But why are you wasting Brock Bowers when the guy that he should have blocked over here is chasing him and makes the play? These plays make no sense, bro. Look, this how this should be, right? You have Brock Bowers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know where the other two guys are. But more than likely, they're covering the receiver because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's nobody out there. So obviously, one guy's playing deep. But you should be. If he's not coming, right? If he's not coming and you're in motion, you got to be looking for this guy. If you got him, you should have him, right? You should have him. You got him, right? That's the way this should go. Now, if you're all blocking to the left, then you're going the other way. You got him. You're hoping to get him. You might double on the nose. But why is this man running free? Why is this dude running completely free? When you sent two guys in motion, makes no sense, bro. Makes no sense. Boom. So he was coming, right? So he does his job, right? There's got to be communication right here. There's got to be communication. I got outside. It looks like everybody's blocking the right way, right? So everybody gets the memo, except for JPJ. JPJ just leaves the linebacker coming right through. There's no way that when they're running this play and they're going over it in practice that they're saying if this linebacker is free, just let him come because Ashton Jeanty's going to outrun him through the middle. Come on, man. There's no way in hell. That's just a total misplay and a play that could have, could have had potential, right? Could have had potential if somebody would have just picked up that guy and Ashton Jeanty's following Brock Bowers. That's a big ass play and possibly a touchdown. I don't know what the hell happened to my screen because I don't know what down it is. I think Meredith had his guy on that. That was JPJ. Totally. All right, so another run play. It's why did this shit get different, bro? I just lost my thing. I don't know what happened. But I don't know what the down and distance is or none of that shit. And I don't know, it didn't move. But anyways, doesn't really matter down and distance. It is ball on the 32. That's all I know. That's all I can see. But look at, we got 4 down linemen. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, right? You got an 8-man front, 7-man front, 7.5-man front, whatever you call it. You got an 8-man front. As a quarterback, as a veteran quarterback, you need 3 yards. There's got to be a play in your playbook, in your arsenal, that you can check into to get 3 yards when you have Brock flipping Bowers, when you have Ashton Jeanty who can catch out of the backfield? Why isn't this changed to a damn, quick out to Ashton Jeanty out of the backfield? Because everybody's stacked in this box. And watch what happens as soon as I hit play. Look, dude. Do you see everybody move? Hold up. Everybody move before Ashton Jeanty. Is it just me seeing this? Is it just me seeing this? Look at where they go. Look, you can't make this shit up, bro. I wish I had slow motion. Look at him pointing. Look at him pointing. He took a step right here, right? Right? Let's go back. Look at him right now. He's pointing. He's pointing. They're going this way. They're going this way. He's already taken a step there. Look at the hop. Look at everybody. Everybody, dude. Everybody's going that way. They know exactly what's coming. You know what should happen right here? The quarterback keep the damn football, right? Why do you constantly run read options? Why do you constantly run any kind of option if your quarterback's not going to keep it once in a while? Now, a veteran quarterback would have seen, I have an 8-man front, right? I have an 8-man front here. The only guy I got to beat is here. My receivers are taking the rest of the guys, right? That's all I got to beat. You keep this ball, you can't pick up 3 yards? Come on, man. This is bad decision making from a veteran quarterback that is making $30 million a year, bro. A year, bro. And look how far he runs back here. Like, what? Why are you wasting so much energy to make this look like I don't even know. Dude, his RPOs are the ugliest shit I ever seen in my life. Like, look where he's at, bro. He ends up where this referee is. He ends up right here where the referee is. You're running 15 yards backwards. He's trying to get as far as he can out of the play. He's like, get me the hell out of here. Get me the hell out of here. Oh, Gino. Oh, Gino, bro. All right, the Raiders need 4 here. Let's pause it. We got a 4-man front. We pretty much got an 8-man front, but we got 4 down linemen, right? They know what's coming. Look at the line. You got 10 guys, or 8 guys. 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, or close to the line of scrimmage, right? You need 4 yards. You've needed 3 yards twice. You've needed 2 yards once. And now you need 4 yards. And every single time, the quarterback has seen an 8-man front. You know they're sending the house. Nobody's dropping back in coverage. Not one of those dudes. Not one of those 8 men in the front drop back in coverage. They are all rushing the ball. All rushing the ball. Again, another rollout. They know what's coming, bro. They know what's coming. They know what's coming. You're pointing out the mic. You're telling everybody which way the play's going. They're eating this shit alive, bro. You wonder why we can't get no run game going. Like, come on, man. Look at this. Look. What is JPJ doing behind? Come on. I don't want to hear another word about JPJ is getting the shit into the stick when he gets benched. I don't want to hear another word about JPJ is the best center in all of the NFL, bro. This is an Alex Kappa play. Your back is completely turned. You're looking at your quarterback. Bro, you're supposed to be blocking that man. You're supposed to be blocking this dude. You have 2 guys. 2 guys supposed to be blocking this man. 2 guys. Again. Stop it right there. Come on, bro. Come on. Both guards have nobody to touch. Nobody to touch. They had a 4-man front, right? Michael Mayer over here is not even blocking anybody. He's going to start to go in motion and then come back and try to block. Who is calling these damn plays? These guys are not prepared, bro. They are not prepared. You can't make this shit up. He goes like he's going to pick up 51, and then he's like, oh, wait, maybe I'll stop and get 44, right? Maybe I'll pick up this block. JPJ. I'm just going to follow him. Never touches nobody, bro. What's he doing? What is he doing? What the hell is he doing? You basically got behind the defensive lineman and helped him accelerate to the running back. That's what JPJ did. That's what he did on this play. Man. All right, we need 1 yard here. We need one, not three, not two, not four, like all the other times. Running for snap benefits. Oh my good Lord heavens. Stop, bro. Oh, I know I should never read the chat when Lawrence is in here and he's making comments. Oh my God, dude. I got my glasses fogged up. I can't see shit no more. My eyes are watering. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, I love you, my brother. I love you. All right, so we need one flipping yard. Shemp 53, what it do? What it do? Appreciate you. All right, man. So we need 1 yard. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Can you get a yard? Can you get a yard? Let's find out. Already I could tell we're not going to get a yard. I think we're not going to get one. Because look how far our running back is, bro. Look at Ashton Jeanty back here. He is literally 7 yards. 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. This man doesn't have to run 1 yard to pick up a first down. He's got to run 8 yards to pick up one. The one that he needs. Like, man. I don't know. I don't know why you're so far back there. You should have a fullback in here somewhere. You should at least be up here like 3 yards, 4 yards back, bro. You don't need a complete run and start. I know your quarterback's got to turn around. He's got to have room to hand off the ball. But, man, they're in the backfield before he could touch the ball so many times. But, again, Geno sees a – what was the front? What was the front again? All right, so now they're thinking what I'm thinking, bro. 3rd and 1. They're going to pass right here, right? They're going to pass. This should be a touchdown somewhere. One of these guys right here should catch this ball. Geno should check out of this and be like, yo, I got one-on-one down here with Trey Tucker. Let's take a chance, right? I got Brock Bowers up here. That's going to be one-on-one with this outside guy. Let's take a shot. Let's check out of this play. No. Let's run the play. Can't even get 1 yard, bro. You can't even get 1 yard. 1 flipping yard. Look at this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a guy coming just for insurance, right? You got 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. You're in a jumbo package. You need 1 yard in the NFL, bro. 1 yard. 1 yard. This man, right? He's like, oh, we're running zone, right? We're in zone. Didn't follow Brock Bowers. He's pointing out, yo, keep an eye on Brock. Keep an eye on Brock. Damn. It would have been so easy to say blue 52, downset hit. And just throw the ball. Just throw the ball. Everybody's going. Bowers out right here. This way. Come on, man. There's nobody there. It's a quick, easy toss. It's a first down. Instead, you send them in motion. And Jeanty got nowhere to go. Another play that, more than likely, if he would have bounced to the outside right here, I mean, look at your blocks, right? Okay, Michael Mayer got cooked. Ow. Let's look at that again. I thought Michael Mayer was supposed to be a good blocker, bro. Michael Mayer gets cooked here. Oh, damn. Two tight ends got cooked there. That was Shorter and, or not Shorter, Ian Thomas and Michael Mayer, bro. Two tight ends. Two tight ends let this guy come ruin the whole entire play, bro. Come on. You can't make this shit up. Right here. 41. A problem. What is Michael Mayer doing? What is Michael Mayer doing here? Why is he behind Ian Thomas? That's not where they lined up. Look at where they're lined up. They're side by side. You have one man to block between two of you. Two of you. A 260-pound man. It looks like he runs from this block. Whoa, bro. Come on. Come on. Like, that's ugly. That's ugliness. That's ugliness. Straight ugliness. Ship53, appreciate you, my guy. That's ugliness. So you have this man beat, and now Ashton Jeanty has a lead guy right here, right? That Brock Bowers shouldn't have to block. Because if Michael Mayer is holding up his block over here, this is a touchdown. This is a touchdown. You got 23 right here. But if this man is blocked, I think you get through here. Parham, I don't know what you're doing on this pull. What are you doing over here? Late to his guy. If Parham gets hands on this guy right here with his big ass and pushes this dude off balance, this hole right here is gigantic for Ashton Jeanty. But Michael Mayer misses his block. Ian Thomas misses his block. Fucking, pretty much everybody missed their block. Mr. Gumbo. Everybody missed the block, bro. All right, we're on the goal line right here. This is ugly. This is ugly shit. This is ugly shit. Again, a jumbo package. You got everybody on the line. You got two tight ends playing fullback. So you have two fullbacks on the play, basically, that are tight ends. You would think, one would think you could pick up 1.5 yards, right? With a 6th overall pick. That's a bulldozer that just bounces off people. You would also think that looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys, 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, and you have these 2, 3 guys in the backfield, there's got to be a play somewhere in your playbook that you can check out of that turn both of those tight ends and your running back into receivers, right? Because if you do, I guarantee you Ashton Jeanty beats this guy to the outside right here, right? Because he's coming in on a blitz. If you have Michael Mayer, come out here, pick this guy. It's an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown. Easy pitch and catch. But instead, you only want to give Ashton Jeanty the football on 3rd and 1, on 4th and 3, on 3rd and 3, on 3rd and 2. Pretty much the only times he's touched the ball in this whole entire game is when we need a first down. How are you trying to get this dude out in space and telling me you're taking advantage of having the 6th overall pick in the draft? It makes no sense to me, bro. It makes absolutely no sense to tell me that Ashton Jeanty, a 6th overall pick, is only used in short yardage situations. Man, let's run it. Let's run it. Let's see what we got. See what everybody does. Oh, yeah. Look how easy this would have been. Golly. Look how easy this would have been. To just check the play. To just check the play, right? You could have checked the play. You could have just looked. You didn't even have to check the play, right? You could have just patted your rear end on that side and told Ashton Jeanty, yo, let's change it to this way. Instead of cut back to the right, let's just go left. Because look at over here. Man, Jordan Meredith doing his job, right? Parham doing his job. Michael Mayer got up in that mix, doing his job. Everybody, there's guys' bodies on the ground, bro. If he ran this up to the middle, it's probably it's probably a touchdown there too. You have two different ways this could be a touchdown. Instead, I don't know where he bounced at it. Man, you doing the same shit the running backs did last year. As a running back, you have three scenarios, right? You either bang, which means you go forward and you try to run the guy over, or you bounce it, right, to the outside. You make a cut, you bounce to the outside, or you bend it back in, right? You bend it back in to an A gap, to the opposite B gap, to the far B gap, whatever. But that's what you do as a running back. Ashton Jeanty just makes the wrong decision right here. The wrong decision. You got blockers in front of you. You got blockers in front of you. You still got blockers in front of you. I mean, you got to have vision and see you have one man here to beat. This guy's opening a lane. I'm going here, not cutting back up. But instead, man, he cuts it right back into a guy, right back into the guy. I think he could outrun those guys. And I think if he just trusted speed a little bit more, we'd have some bigger plays on these short downs. Now let's look at it from the top, right? This is what this is what Geno Smith sees. This is what Geno Smith's looking at. Behind the line, right? You're under center. You're calling out. Which way we going? Which way we going? If I'm Geno, which, I mean, you got to have, right? Your running back, your receivers, but a running back, you should have some kind of silent motions between your quarterback and your running back so they can change plays without everybody knowing, right? Because if you're saying 42 is the mic, 42 is the mic, 42 is the mic, right? Everybody thinks you're going right. And then you bounce this left. I mean, look at this blocking right here. 56 goes right into the hole, right? Right into the hole. I mean, if you go left, bro, it's a walk-in touchdown. It's a walk-in touchdown. Shit, if you even cut that up just a second earlier, if, like I said, you go right through the middle, right? There's a hole there, right through the middle. I don't know why he cut. You should have just jumped over those bodies, bro. Look at this pile right here. Everybody chop blocked, dude. They took out everybody's legs. Those 8 guys that they had on the front, 6 of them are laying on the ground right here. I mean, not literally, but anyways, damn. Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen would have jumped that shit in a minute. He would have been in the air and landed over here somewhere in the middle of the E. But you know, it's a young rookie. But vision, bro, vision. You gotta, as a running back, also know everybody's on the line of scrimmage, bro. Where's your weakness gonna be? A little bit more patience. If he wins this battle with 23, which he does not, the one time he doesn't win the battle, yeah, he wasn't even trying. You see Ashton Jeanty all the time, bro. When he's trying, he'll lower his shoulder, right? Every play that we've watched when he's running into guys, he's putting his head down and just smashing dudes. Right here, there's no smashing, right? He thought he was just going to overpower him. Failed plays, bro. Failed plays. That's the last one, right? Or one more? That should be all 13. No, guess we got one more. Golly. Bro, they're in man right here. Geno's got to see this. Geno's got to see this and check out of this, bro. You send the guy in motion, right? You see your linebackers rotating to that side. You got to keep that. You got to keep that. You don't even have to check out of it. Just keep the ball, man. Just keep the ball one of these times. One of these times. But he doesn't want to run. This wide ass angle. Come on, man. Look, you got one, two, three guys. You got numbers. You got 3-on-2 with a mobile quarterback or a quarterback that can run, however you want to say it. Bro, he's picking up the first down. He's picking up 20, 30 yards easily, like maybe even a touchdown. Decisions, decisions, decisions. You got to be decisive, man. You got to be decisive. Fuck, have we already ran 13 run plays? Again, another goal line situation. You got Alex Kappa reporting eligible. The same play they ran last time. It's the exact same play, bro. You got guys in motion. They just ran the guys in motion from the other side. I'm telling you, this is the exact same run play. Exact same run play. But you could look at this. Look at this. You got a hole right here. Why you're trying to cut, and that I noticed this too about Ashton Jeanty. Every time he gets the ball, as soon as he touches it, he doesn't run, he jumps. He makes a cut every time he touches the ball. A lot, like 90% of the time. As soon as he gets it, he's making a cut and then going. Sometimes you just gotta, man, you just gotta blast, bro. You just gotta blast through the hole. A lot of cuts, a lot of moving around. I want to see this dude just hit this straight up the middle right here. Straight up the middle. Boom. Just keep running. No cuts. That's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. But what else we got? They had 5 guys to the left of the center and 3 to the right side. It makes sense to run to the weak side. It makes sense to run to the weak side. But like you just said, it makes sense, right? And if that makes sense, you have to catch teams off guard. The whole object of the NFL is to get these guys thinking, right? To get guys moving around, to get guys, not knowing what's coming, not knowing which way you're running the play, right? You got to have trickery in the NFL, and there's no trickery when it comes to the run game. And I don't know if it's because Brendan Carroll is the run game coordinator. I don't know if it's because Chip Kelly just isn't down with the trickery. But I've seen a lot of trick run plays with two running backs in the backfield in Ohio. I've seen the same thing at Oregon. I've seen the same thing in Philly. So it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to run to the weak side. But when you see the box stacked up, bro, when you see those guys pointing that way, you got to change the play, man. You got to change the play. You could, even act like you're changing the play. Just put your hands up, right? And then, have a false call to change the play. Because if you have a false call, right, where everybody thinks, okay, he's checking out of this play because, we pointed to, right, to where the mic is or to where the play's going, whether strong side, weak side, right? We're pointing it out. They're going to change the play. They think you're changing the play. But if you have a fake call, then you don't change the play, and then you get guys out of position, and maybe it's another walk-in touchdown. But they just don't, man. They just don't. And fan wonders why they're 2-7. The tape don't lie. I mean, it does not, bro. The tape does not lie at all. Oh, I need to put my chat back up. Wait, no, what the hell happened? Turn it back on. There we go. So, yeah, the tape don't lie, man. This offensive line has some problems. They still have some work to do. It's not all Geno. It's a lot of it, has to do with the quarterback, right? You're the guy that comes to the line of scrimmage. You're the guy with the center and the guard, it seems like a lot. that's calling out the coverages. You're the guys that's calling out this plays. You have to be accountable and once in a while be like, okay, Chip Kelly, I like the play you called, but it's not going to work in this situation. And we have a better one, and we're going to check into it and try it. I would just love to see that, a couple times a game, bro, because not every call your offensive coordinator calls is going to be the correct one, right? It's not. And he's not standing there with 8 guys in front of him when you know it's a run play, right? He's calling a run play thinking, okay, maybe they don't know it's a run play, right? Maybe they'll come out in zone, maybe they'll come out in too high, in cover two, maybe they'll come out in man, right? But you know, thinking we're gonna pass on 3rd and 4. But no, they don't. They don't change it up. They have no trickery, no bluff plays. And when your offensive line is that bad, when you have your number one, right, offensive lineman, which everybody says JPJ is, he still has a lot of work to do, man. He has a lot of work to do. Um, you shouldn't be missing assignments like that, right? I've never played offensive line, but I played running back. So I know, you know, the gaps. I know the zone, the blocking schemes, right? You're running, outside, you're running power, you're running inside zone, you're running wide zone, right? As a running back, you know which way you're going. But if your offensive line doesn't know which way they're supposed to be blocking on the guys that are clearly right in front of them, it's a problem, bro. And you're never ever gonna win games. Never gonna win games. But Jimmy, I was knocked the fuck out from exhaustion. Sorry, I'm late. Nah, you good, man. You're good. I've been on here. Holy shit, 2.5 hours. See, this is why I don't come on the computer because it's more comfortable. I got a chair, right? I got shit I could pull up. I could talk for days. And I already been on here 2 hours, but I appreciate you, my guy. I apologize, Grim. I don't know if Candy sent you out the newsletter, but man, if y'all have your notifications on, if you tickled the noti button and you turned it on, and you're not getting notifications, jump over to the community page. Jump on in to the Discord. Sometimes I forget, but more than likely, when I post that I'm going live, it'll be on the community page. It'll be on the Discord, and YouTube should notify you. So I appreciate everybody being in the building. I appreciate everybody, watching this horrendous run game we have. There's plays to be made, bro. There's plays to be made. There's a lot of plays left on the table. Is it Chip Kelly's fault? Is it Pete Carroll's fault? Is it Geno Smith's fault? I'm going to say all of the above, and I'm going to leave it with that. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. If anybody needs to talk, the hotline number is on the community page. Peace. Much love. As always, Raiders. Just get better, baby. Peace.